Welcome back, family. LanceScurv here. Yes, I know the title is quite harsh, or the title on the banner, which is a shortened version which gets right to the point. Modern dating is prostitution. Nothing more, nothing less. I want to talk about this, and you will agree with me after I'm done, because I can see everything oh so clear. There was a time in our community when dating was sacred. A man and a woman came together because they wanted to build something real. They talked about love, family, faith, and future. It wasn't about what someone drove or how much was in their bank account. It was about two hearts growing together. For those old heads out there like me, do you remember those days? Back in the 70s, the love songs, it was all about love. Maybe somebody got their heart broken and made a song about it. You broke my heart. You cheated on me. But it was always emotional. It was always about two people pursuing love, failing in it, succeeding in it. Today, that world is disappearing fast. Modern dating has been hijacked by a transactional mindset. Instead of asking, do you love me? The next question is, what can you do for me? Intimacy is being sold without being called what it really is. It's silent prostitution, hiding behind nice words and fake empowerment. Young men are now afraid to even approach women because they know the conversation will not be about who they are, but what financial benefits they can provide. Many women brag online that a man must pay to play while calling it standards, but standards are based on moral character, not price tags. This sickness started in American culture and is now spreading across the world through social media, especially in Black communities. I can tell you that even out here in West Africa, social media is polluting the minds of many of the young ladies out here. Now, way up in the mountains where I live, it hasn't reached here yet, but down in the city of Accra, forget it. You can't tell the difference when you go to where the clubs are, where the nightlife is, and where the younger people are, and some of the older people. Instead of love, we now have negotiations. Instead of marriage, we have arrangements. Instead of building families, we are selling access to our bodies like a subscription service. It's time to call it out, and that's what I'm doing. I'm sick and tired of it. If you want to go on with it, be cool with it. But you're going to end up alone by yourself and wasted and wonder how you got there. I'm telling you how you're going to get there. What people are calling dating is becoming no different than prostitution. Just hidden behind pretty words, fake romance, and dinner dates that end with unspoken obligations. Let's break it down. How modern dating turned into silent prostitution. Love replaced by lifestyle demands. Many people today do not date for love. They date to upgrade their lifestyle. The relationship is not about connection. It's about financial benefit. A man is not chosen for his heart, but for his spending power. Pay my bills culture, that's what it is. Some women now openly say, if you want to be with me, pay my rent, my nails, my hair, my phone bill. This is a direct trade, money for access. That's prostitution dressed up as relationship standards. Intimacy as a reward for financial favors. Intimacy used to be a product of love and trust. Now it's a reward system. You pay for this trip, I'll give you attention. That is a transaction, not affection. That is bedroom bargaining at the most basic level. Social media influences pushing materialism. It's a big thing. Social media has become a training ground for transactional relationships. Influencers tell young girls, don't date a man unless he's paying for everything. This turns dating into a business deal instead of a bond. Sugar dating and soft prostitution. Websites where women are labeled sugar babies and men are sugar daddies are becoming normalized. It's nothing more than prostitution with fancy names. Don't get it twisted. It teaches the younger generation that love is for fools and money is the key to intimacy. Many good men who want marriage are rejected because they don't lead with money. Women demand financial proof before emotional connection. Instead of asking, does he have character? They ask, can you cash me out? It used to be that rich celebrities and entertainers had that flashy lifestyle. Now everyday people expect the same benefits without the same accomplishments. Women who don't even own a car will demand one as a gift from a man they just met. Conditional intimacy. The unspoken rule is this: you pay, you play. If the money stops, the intimacy stops. That is not a relationship. That is a financial contract with a bedroom clause attached. Men playing the same game. Yes, some men have also fallen into this sickness, because that's what it is. They spend money not to build a bond, but to collect bodies. They no longer court women, they buy access. This destroys the value of real masculine leadership and replaces it with trick culture. You tricking. It's trick culture. The death of courtship and marriage. Courtship used to be a journey toward marriage. Now, dating is just a series of paid auditions. There is no plan for marriage or family, only short-term benefits. This mindset is causing a collapse of stable black families and leaving both men and women empty. What we lost: the traditional path. Dating. Dating used to mean getting to know someone's values, dreams, and goals. Dating didn't lead you to the bedroom. Courting. Courtship meant a man was serious, respectful, and planning marriage. Engagement. Engagement was a joyful time of preparing homes and hearts for family life. And last but not least, marriage. Marriage was not a business arrangement. It was a lifetime bond blessed by God, guided by love, and focused on future generations. We have to have a call back to real love. We cannot build strong black families on transactions. We cannot raise powerful children on temporary situationships. We must return to love, honor, duty, and real connection. If our people continue to put price tags on intimacy, we are selling our souls for quick benefits and losing our future. Real relationships are not built on what someone can buy, but on what both people can build together. A woman who supports her man and a man who protects his woman. This is the foundation of strong community. We need to stop selling ourselves and start valuing ourselves. If we want real love, real stability, and a return to family, we must kill the spirit of silent prostitution that has taken over modern dating. Because love is not a transaction, it is a covenant. And until we return to that truth, we will keep on losing. Without real love, our relationships will stay shallow and broken. Without marriage-minded courtships, our children will suffer the consequences. Without accountability, we will continue to normalize behavior that destroys our community. We must teach our young people that self-worth is not based on what you can get, but what you can give to build a legacy. Love is not for sale. The sooner we accept that, the sooner we can start healing. And one thing's for sure, you can't build a legacy on a foundation of trauma or a situation that's not healed. That's for sure. But anyway, as I begin to freestyle these words, I want to give a big shout out to my brother, Barry Biz, and his wife, Crystal, who I have the utmost respect for the both of them, and give them a massive shout out because it shows that true love does exist through thick and thin, and they're doing the damn thing and loving life and enjoying it as they deserve. And I'm soon ready to have the both of you on the show. I had so much work to do out here with construction and different things and settling in. It took a little longer, but you are shining examples of what it's supposed to be. And when I say throwback, I don't mean throwback like you all are so old, some old folks throwing back. No, I'm a few years older than you, but the maturity level is the same, okay? And that's how it should be done. Beautiful couple, beautiful family, and everybody has obstacles to overcome, but they've done it right. And I'll be proud to have them on the show so they can share some of their experiences. But, you know, we all have our days when we're younger and we experiment and we're out there. I know I had my days. I had days that weren't just days or just years, but a long time. So I know. And if I can go back and change a few things, of course I would, but I've learned the hard way and I've learned directly. And I'll say this, the older way is the better way. And not everybody got it perfect, right? But when you talk about building a legacy, you can't do it on transactional situationships or just lust. You know, people try to sometimes build something on the weak foundation of lust. And I'll tell the story again. When I was bouncing at a club about maybe 20-something years ago in Orlando, Florida, when I was working in corrections. And there was a guy who I knew who was incarcerated, so I got along with a lot of these guys because I gave respect and I got respect. And he was looking at this woman who had this white dress on with these red panties under it, and one of the panties was up in one cheek higher, eye-catching. It's all, many of the women came there for their various reasons. And the funny thing is, he's standing in the doorway next to me. He says, "Scurv, man, look at her ASS." I said, "Yeah, I saw it. That's all you see there, right?" He said, "Man, I'll marry her." You'll marry her because of her backside? I didn't ask him, but I thought to myself, wow. And I thought to myself, how many men just at certain points in their life, that's all it is. Backside, legs, boobies, lips. And then what? All women come with that as standard equipment. What about her mind? What about her character? What about her goals and dreams and aspirations? What happens if you go through the loss of a loved one? Is her backside going to soothe you at that point? They all come in different shapes and sizes. Trust me, I've tried out different types, all different types I've admitted in my life, okay? So there's nothing new under the sun. But the bottom line is, on the woman's side now, and I'm not bashing women, I'm being truthful. I can say this, I've earned this through the time that I've lived on this earth. And I'll say this, many of these women who want something from a man and that's it. They don't want to build anything. They don't want to get involved with the man. They're prostitutes. They're prostitutes. I don't care what the modern era says. I'm going to say it. They're prostitutes. They're hookers. And social media and DMs, direct messages, and everything cyber is the biggest prostitute stroll. In New York, we used to call it the whole stroll. I don't know what you called it in different states and different places in the world. In the comment section, if it's something different in your state or your area of the world or country, put it in there. Let's educate ourselves on some of these things, right? But we called it a whole stroll. H-O-E, whole stroll. And that's where the hoes went and walked up and down half naked to let the men who are driving around and around in circles know that I'm selling my body. You get my attention if you can catch me, because sometimes you'd go around and come back and the girl that you're looking at is not there. How do I know? I never bought anything in my life. As a young man, I would hang out with older fellas and they would just go for the sightseeing. Now, maybe once or twice we had to get out the car and when they drove off and did their thing, but that's how it works. I've witnessed, experienced, and seen it all, worse and more than that. My eyes, I've seen it all. There's nothing that I haven't seen with my eyeballs, and I think that's why I'm as crazy as I am, right? But we don't have to have it on the street anymore. We have it right, where's my phone? Where did I put my phone? Put it over there somewhere. It will start ringing or something. But that's what it was. And that's what it is now, even worse. Because now, as opposed to yesterday, meaning decades ago, and there's still places out where women walk the street, but you can maintain a level of so-called dignity and decency and be the biggest hoe in the world, biggest prostitute, because now it's so sophisticated. You do your TikTok videos, you shake your behind a little bit, you lick your lips a little bit, you show your boobies a little bit, and here come the men. And the men are just as guilty as the women, because it takes two. But I have to speak about each one separately and how they interlock. So the women now, they might be going to school, they might be doing nothing, they might be working a job. But now many who haven't accomplished anything feel entitled that you have to pay me or pay one of my bills, and I'll get 10 men to pay 10 bills. If you take me out, I'm going to become this illusion. I have filters now on my TikTok videos, on my Instagram videos, whatever platform you're using. You have filters now to make you look better than what you are. It's better than you put on makeup and use a filter. Oh my God. You know what I mean? They even have filters to slim you down and keep things a certain way. And these guys are looking and trying to hit at you. Some of them are broke. Some of them are trying to get at you without paying up, because you are a prostitute when you do this stuff. And you negotiate with them and you check them out. You talk with them. You tease them. When you find one that seems to be financially able to give you money or take you out on these expensive dates because that's all you want, the game is take me out and I'm going to try to use you as much as I can without giving up anything. And the guys are going to try to spend money to get something from you unless you straight out say, hey, pay me. But that's the unwritten rule. The more you spend, the bigger the chance that you can have to have sex. There's no love. You jump past dating, right? Courting, engagement, and marriage, because these transactions that you're doing, it's not for marriage. It's not for family. It's not for building. I'm selling myself, and this is the woman saying this, I'm selling myself without saying it. It is prostitution, but I don't have to say that now because nobody's going to catch me like they used to back in the day. There's somebody that you went to high school with, a young lady, 2 or 3 years go by, right? And you driving down the street, hey, I used to go to high school. I know her. Go back around the block. She's selling herself. And she'll see you. Even then they had shame. They see you. Hey, girl, what you doing out here? Turn around and run. Now, you can't get caught. You can be a hoe from the privacy of your home and negotiate dates. We don't know who's doing what now. All you gotta do is put up a TikTok page, Instagram page, wear some sexy stuff, dance, show yourself in expensive places, even if it's that date, and you get up to walk to the bathroom away from the guy that took you to that place, and you start snapping pictures like you're there by yourself. We know you're not by yourself. There was a young lady who snapped some pictures on some exotic getaway cruise and went to different destinations. And she forgot that the guy that took her out and paid for everything was in the bed behind her. He's just laying there. And she put it up and didn't check it. So she's trying to make it seem like she's living this lifestyle. And the social media influencers, they encourage that. I forgot the young lady, what's her name? Oh, she always says sprinkle, sprinkle. And she came on my show in the chat room a couple of times, many years ago, before she got as big as she is now. And she's all about encouraging women to get from men. And I have to say, not to be a corny old geezer, but really that's what's destroying the black community. What happened to real relationships? What happened to building together? Some women will say, well, I've been through different men and they hurt my feelings and I can't just, go that way anymore. I have to just get something out of it. And these are the women who go through so many men, the perfect man they can't find. And guess what? Many years of going through the different men, they find themselves at, 35 years old now is over the hill. When you really look at it, when you can check out the body counts of some of these women and how they're marred. Yeah, we make mistakes, we make misjudgments, things happen. I'm not saying you're going to be a virgin at 40 or even 35, right? But we have women that just don't care. And they actually will get pregnant from some of these guys. And boom, you made a misjudgment. I won't say a mistake. Then you turn around and have another child from another man. Then a third child from another man. Then a fourth child from another man. And you expect the next man who might be fooled by your misjudgments and you dress it up a certain way and you go on social media, I pray one day to have a loving husband, whatever. No, it doesn't work that way. You shot your load with these different men. And don't you know that an imprint is left inside of you, in your body and in your spirit, from every person you lay down with. And they have ways of checking and seeing this. So now you have a woman, because look, womb man. You have the womb. The man don't have the womb, but he can get caught up in the soul ties too. You lay it with so many men, he lays with you, he's connected to all of those different men. Not in a sexual way, but in a way where your womb was shared and he picks up what was already there. So it makes you wonder, right? Why are so many people being labeled as bipolar? What is being bipolar? I mean, I think that has something to do with it. That you're connected to too many mindsets, mentalities, and spirits and soul ties. You're not getting away from it. It's logged in your body. Oh God, I know even myself from years ago, the things I've done. I hope to do the cleansing, and I hope the cleansing that I have done helped. Nobody's getting away from that. It's going to take some divine intervention and some proper soul cleansing over time. But you can't be reckless like that. A condom may stop an STD, but a condom does not stop a spiritually transmitted disease. I wrote about that years ago. I'm going to re-upload that on LanceScurvX. I think I did already. I'm going to search, but I'm going to go and put that back up there because it's very important that we see it this way. But a weak foundation. So why do you think communities, and especially the black community, is crumbling? There are good guys out there. There are good women out there, no doubt. that you better have those values that last forevermore. This laying up with people, and like I said earlier, the men, they play this game and they want to collect bodies. It's easier than to pay out and say, oh, I had that. That's how they talk. Men been talking this way though. It's nothing new, but the younger generation, they're so desensitized from it being this way for so long. It's 2025 right now at the time of this recording. We're going into 2026. And I've known people to talk this way for decades, most of my life. It could be a different slang, but it's the same thing. I had that. Wow. Talking about this is getting to my nose and making me want to sneeze. Ain't that something? But it's the truth. I had that. Well, she had you too. You pay the money. You wine and dine her. She doesn't expect anything more either because she doesn't want to deal with you exclusively, possibly, because she got 10 other men that she has to date. And now in this day and time, the word date, D-A-T-E, is no different than F-U-C-K. Date is a 4-letter word. When you date somebody, just like people say, oh, I've heard women say, I used to talk to him. Talk? And you got pregnant from him? So talk is a coded way in a 4-letter word. I used to talk to him. Really? So when you go and get to the doctor to see if you're pregnant or not, if you don't use a pregnancy test, well, you talk to somebody, so now you're pregnant. There's a whole lot of pregnancies that's going to go on if it's just. I talk to a lot of people today. I went down into the town and went to different shops and talked to many women, so I guess they're all going to have my kid. So we're so delusional with our language and how we look at things and how we dress things up. Again, like the banner says, modern dating is prostitution. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. And we have to pay the consequences for our actions. Look, just like I mentioned, I know many women who may be so-called successful or acting successful in the world, but they're lonely. And the time goes by when they said those who claim to be modern women and the ones who do the transactional sex, even if they may have a nice condo, a nice house, and 2 or 3 cars and a great career, they're doing the same thing too. They're doing it in a different way. But they don't realize that the good men don't care about what you have. They want to get to know you. The good men want a woman who wants to get to know them. And you build together. What happened to that? I don't want no broke man. You want something ready-made. But you got to understand that most of the ready-made men know they're in high demand and they're going to play the field back on you. And they're not going to pay for you. They'll pay for you a little bit if they want to use you and have access to your body, but he's not going to answer all your phone calls after a while. Because he's going to be picky. And he's got options. And he's going to exercise those options, those types like that. So there's really not, you may see one or find one, then you have to worry about some of these brothers being on the down low. A lot of good looking brothers out here, I'm saying this for women have told me that they're successful, but they got a little secret. And all the while we play these games, and guess what? Tick tock, and that's why they call it tick tock, because time is moving on. Time is moving on. And we don't have forever. And so you find yourself at 40, 45, 50. If you are successful, now you're thinking different. Oh, why doesn't anybody seem to want me? Or whatever. And you want to try to play the young girl games. You want to try to dress up a certain way to entice a man. And here you are at 50 doing this, or 55. But the girl that's 22, you can't whip her. And the sad part about it for you, you have been so rigid and not wanting to be pliable to blend with a man. That man who might still be your age will go for the younger woman who may not be playing this prostitution game, who can be, I hate to say it, molded. I'm saying it that way just to say it. Don't get mad at me for saying it that way. See, she's younger, she's fertile. If she's down to be married and taken care of and take care of that home and give that man respect, he will marry her. They'll have children with no shame. And she will be proud to be a wife. There's nothing wrong with having a career or doing something of your own. But we don't have enough women out here who want to be wives. And we don't have as much men these days who want to be husbands and take care of the household. People think that's dead. No, it's not. In actuality, it's the only thing that works in this day and age. The only thing. Nothing else works. Situationships, being a baby mama, plopping out all the, my God, could you imagine Father's Day for the baby mama who has 3 and 4 and 5 different baby daddies and more? My God. You're going to call and wish your father happy Father's Day? I did already. No, I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking. Imagine that. How do you feel with all this different DNA up inside you? We're out of control. We're out of line. It doesn't seem like we're ever going to change. So when people try to make it seem like, oh, it's corny. You don't need to be waiting for no man or look, be a good woman. Train yourself, and hopefully you would train to be a wife. A good wife is hard to find. A good man will look for a wife. And they say when you find a wife, you find a good thing. That's how you pivot and build an empire. Everybody has their role of what they do to build this legacy. And we've gotten away from that. And what a disaster do we have? Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, one big mess. I was speaking to a dear friend of mine on the phone, through voicemail the other day. And she was saying how she can't wait to start her family. I think she's about to turn 35. Very youthful. She's taking good care of herself. She has no children. She has several careers. And she says that's going to be one of the biggest accomplishments of her life. To have a family, to have a home, to have children, to honor and respect that man. She broke it down. And I said to myself, you know you're rare. She's very beautiful too. Hourglass shaped, beautiful face, but her demeanor and her spirit is so desirable if you're thinking right as a man. And I'm gonna say it the street way. That right there is a catch. And you could feel it when you're around her. It just brings you hope. It's a throwback to days long gone by when we had an abundance of women this way. I know many of my friends, they're mothers. They're very successful. They may not have been going to punch a clock every day because they had a husband who was so strong that when he went out there, he knew he had a good thing at home. So he went out to knock out the world for her and his family. And she took care of that household. And he took care of her and all the things in that household. And there was a respect. And all the children they had came out of love. You see what I mean? A family unit that came out of the union of them. It doesn't happen this way. Many of us, I'm saying us, I'm not talking about me as far as, because I'm not a prostitute, right? But many do what they do and want to turn it around and patch it up and push it off as something righteous. Like the young lady that I saw on Facebook that had a slew of different kids. All of them had different fathers. And she said, oh, I hope one day to be married and someone will find me and realize what I am. Well, a couple of them already did. They found you and realized what you were. You were playing this game. And now that you're getting up in your 30s, you feel you're so young. Do you know how fast that time is going to go by? We were born with a purpose. And it's like we don't realize that we were born with a purpose. And as a woman, and a man, I'm not talking about the players that are out here. I'm talking to real men who are down. But because they don't already drive this flashy car, they don't have this mansion, they don't make six figures, which just getting six figures now is soon going to be barely making it with this economy and inflation and the collapsing dollar and AI coming for jobs. So we better learn how to hunker down and build something together. It's sickening. You know, when I see a lot of the young girls and how they carry on and they have this arrogance about them, this sense of entitlement. And they throwing off faces at me like, don't look at me. I'm not looking at you. I could be your father. I'm looking at you. Let me hold my, I might have been with your mama. You know what I mean? Don't you know how old I am over you? What you got is nothing new to me. You ain't showing me nothing I have not seen before. Different shapes, different sizes, let me shut up. But that's how they, social media and how they see other women, and they see other women getting men this way. And some of you brothers, like I said, many of you brothers are weak because you're only seeing one thing. You're not looking at the overall thing of what you can create. Because you know what? The one night stands or the situationships and you paying money, ain't nobody caring for each other. That person don't love you. That's a plastic smile these women are giving you. As long as you are paying them, they'll make it seem like it's real. And what you're getting is false. It doesn't saturate down to the core of your heart. You see what I mean? It's shallow, junk food. But let me tell you something. When you have a woman who is dedicated to you and shows you the utmost in respect, and that's another thing too, respect in a relationship. And this is a whole different subject. I just have to say it. You women who disrespect your man, and you know when you're doing it, you disrespect your man, you're chipping away at his love for you. You keep disrespecting him, and he may find himself considering a situation that he never thought that he'd ever consider. You keep disrespecting your man, and he may find himself in the arms of another woman, not because of sex. It may go there, but because of how she respects him and gives him something that he doesn't get at home. That's a whole other topic, but I just had to say that since I'm speaking about marriage and the partnership and the marriage. You have to forsake all others. You got some flighty women out here who meet friends, girlfriends. I'm not talking about lesbians, but they meet and they influence them, and they grow. They influence them so much they start talking like that person who got a jacked up mindset that will mess up your woman, your wife, and mess up your situation because their head is messed up. So it has to be a total commitment and total respect. It has to be airtight on all respects. But this prostitution thing, this modern dating thing, if you think you can parade this woman who is nothing more than it's pay for play. I don't know why this little moth is trying to get in my face, but that's nothing, man. And where do you end up? You end up 45, 50. You think you're all right. And all of a sudden you start breaking down in your body. All of a sudden your joystick ain't working like it used to. Find yourself in your 50s and your 60s. And your social circles are vanishing. People are starting to die. People are moving away. You're losing contact with people. And that goes for the woman too. Now you're an old player, looking back, wishing you built something concrete with somebody, right? Doesn't mean you have to have 10, 15 kids, or you have one, or you have none. but build something with somebody. Because those years come fast. And them younger girls out there, when you're an old player, they don't be bothered with you. They just want you for your money. That's all you can do for them. And they may bring it back to their little boyfriends that's their age. That's the way it is. It's the harsh reality. But build something, take your time. What else can I say about that? You know, these young girls who are the prostitutes, the cyber prostitutes, they can present themselves in a very eye-catching way. Don't be weak. Don't be weak. Don't get caught up in that. Because when you find a person who's for you, who wants to satisfy you in every single way, nothing beats that. Let me tell you something what happened to me many years ago, a couple times. Go to the old Scurv files when I was just out there. I might have visited a young lady, and this wasn't a prostitution type thing, because I kept myself well, and I thought maybe that it was very attractive, and I kept myself well-spoken, mannerable stuff, so I had no problem with women. But it got so bad at one point that I might be over someone's humble abode, and we do our calisthenics and fall out. And I wake up, I'm like, where am I? Where am I? It's the worst feeling in the world because you're not settled. You with this one, you with this one, you with that one. To the point where you're at home. You might sleep at the other side of the bed, but your head's where your feet are and the windows are rear, and you're looking like, well, where am I? That's that PTSD with this thing. And the thing is, I wrote another article many years ago, and I gotta find that. The stickability of a woman's heart, right? And this is about women who get hurt. And it's like a piece of tape, clear tape. You ever put a picture on the wall? Like I remember back in elementary school, we used to have construction paper. And we might use crayons to draw something for a project for the day. And the teacher will put up all the different students' projects on the wall for a time. By the time, after a week or two, we can take them home. So we usually snatch it off of the wall as is, and it still has the tape along the edge, and we just go home and put it on the wall and press down, and it sticks again. After a while, that picture the tape may start to peel off. Because when you took it off of the wall, a little bit of dust got on there, oil from your fingers, and the more you try to put it up, the harder it is to stay up. So I compared that to a woman's heart. The more she's hurt, the more she's traumatized, the more she's damaged, it's harder to stick to someone because she's been around, not around sexually all the time, but just around lots of hurt and pain. So it's hard for her to open up. It's hard for her. So these are the things we have to check out as men. And ladies, you have to be very honest with the people on a legitimate relationship level with what you've been through, with what you're leery of. Some women get too close to a man and they get into a panic. It's a good man, but they start getting flashbacks. See, aside from the modern dating being prostitution, a lot of us are already messed up from legitimate situations. And now you throw this in. And there are a lot of women who prostitute themselves in modern dating because of what they've been through. But it's no excuse to get into that because you're not going to get any better. You can't win in that situation. It ain't going to happen. So wherever you find yourself on the trauma level, try to heal yourself up. Try to be honest with yourself and stop reacting with the things that you've been through in the past that make you the way you are now. But stop influencing also these young girls to follow in your footsteps like it's so cool, because social media and this phone that hypnotizes us and controls our thinking can cause us to go down a road that's not good for us. We think we're winning. I hear a lot of women say, well, I'm winning. I got this expensive ring and these outfits, and I have a man who gives me money every week, whatever. All I have to do is just sleep with him or play around with him. I hear it. You're not winning. You're wasting time. Because when you get older, and it's coming, even before you get to the chronological age of being older, you can be 22 years old and old because you're worn down. You understand? You're worn down. You look at a car. What would you rather? A car that's 10 years old, that's garage kept, that was only driven once a week on a Sunday for an hour and back in the garage? Or a car that was put out or sold last year and has 200,000 miles on it where the owner didn't take care of it? That car is worn down. Give me the older one that's well kept. Now, if you're younger and well kept, that's cool too. But don't think, that these soul ties, this DNA that's left in you, this mark that's left in you. They also say that even if you kiss somebody, you French kiss them, that stays in you. That's part of you now. Could you imagine? I'm not trying to make you scared now. I know, some of us have been around, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But we need to be careful. Got these STDs going around. And emotionally, we're damaging ourselves. But the real love, do we have love these days? Do you appreciate a person because of their character, because of their belief system or what they go for in life? Can you build with them? Can you love them? Can you really open up with them? That's the question. And I don't think too many people that do the modern dating thing, and the women who are trying to get money and the guys who are just trying to get bodies, I hate to say it, but I think they're a lost cause because they're wasting time. When you go down that road and you get used to that and that's your expectation, how do you change that mentality? And it's reinforced with the celebrities, the influencers on social media. It's intoxicating. I'm glad I didn't have social media at certain times in my teenage years. That would have shot me off into a whole different stratosphere. I'm glad I didn't have that. It was bad enough as it was, even though I was a good kid. But who knows? Our minds are like out there. And TikTok, the time is moving on. And we can't get that time back. Where is it going to land us? But I'm concerned with the community more than anything else. Because as long as we have these relationships pushed out here like this, it's not good for us. Anyway, I ran my mouth all around the world, all over the place. But I think I covered this particular thing. And I know as soon as I cut this thing off that I'm going to say there's one more thing I should have said. But anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I'd like to hear your comments on this. And I can go further into this. And I'm going to go in with surgical precision on these topics. And already from this one, there's 5 topics I can think of. And I'll be talking about it this week. I'm going to do it that way. Much love to you all. LanceScurv out. Salute to the brothers. Mwah. Much love to the sisters. Please consider my words. I'm not a guru, but I have a perspective just like everybody else. Much love. LanceScurv out. Peace.